Hello and welcome to Haunts, Graves, and Omens.
Welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
You know what's one thing I didn't do before we started this episode?
What?
I didn't grab my charger.
Oh.
So, and my laptop just died. So, off to a fantastic start. As you can see, I'll switch cameras since Taylor's...
I was checking on the dog because she's chewing on something.
Well, my name is Fred Stewart, and welcome to Haunts, Graves, and Omens. With me, as always, my lovely co-host.
Hi, it's me. It's Taylor.
Hi, Tay.
I found the plastic she was chewing on.
That's great.
So, we're doing so good.
We're not. Yeah, it's certainly, we're certainly doing something.
We're doing fine. We're off
Yeah.
to a wonderful start.
I'm going to have to pull a U of this episode and run it off my phone, which will be very interesting for me because I never do that. So...
That's pretty much how I've been doing it since the cat broke my laptop. So,
yeah, I
I can't afford a new laptop right now.
yeah, so I wanted to cover some true crime stories this week. One in particular that I found certainly very exciting.
Oh.
Yeah, because as you know, I am a big purveyor of watching body cam footage.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I enjoy watching body cam footage because I'm a sick fuck. No, I'm just kidding. It's something that's I feel like should be nationwide for any critical incident or use of force that is. I don't really want to use the word excessive, but like it's a big deal. Is basically is what I'm trying to say, and this was definitely the case in Seattle, Washington. Where on April 17th, around 3 p.m., Seattle police responded to the Doubletree Suites Hilton Hotel to arrest a 64-year-old male who was being investigated by the state's Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force.
Ooh.
So he was trying to be a diddler. The suspect believed that he was meeting up with two girls between the ages of 7 and 11.
Oh.
However, unbeknownst to the suspect, multiple Seattle PD officers were undercover and were ready to arrest the man. And there's no body cam footage of this incident. Basically, he knocks on the door and is greeted by law enforcement.
Yeah.
They go to apprehend him. The subject immediately flashes a gun and proceeds to get abso-fucking-lutely mag-dumped. And I was like, oh my God. Because usually with like critical incident videos, it's like, man, that's fucking just
wild.
It's horrible, like man made a horrible choice and whatever. This one I was like, I don't feel bad. For those who haven't seen the video, they shot him so much that he began to smoke. So they shot him a lot.
How is that possible though?
He put a lot of rounds downrange. I'll show the video after this.
Okay, I just don't understand how that's like physically possible.
I've showed it to everybody that I know. Because I'm like, watch this pedo get shot. And everybody's like, fuck you, dude. Yes, nice. Everybody's stoked about it. And, but yeah, it's wild, dude. Did you have any Florida man stories?
No, I'll be honest, I completely forgot to grab any stories.
Yeah.
I'm so like out of it today.
Yeah, you were out of it last week too.
It's worse this week because I am incredibly exhausted.
Mm-hmm. I
didn't sleep worth shit.
I never sleep, so I guess I'm just used to it. I'm used to the mania.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm used to being manic. Sometimes.
You can check out my cool hat that Taylor got me. It says I love my cult. So I do love my cult. This is my cult.
I got him a whole bunch
guys.
of fun things.
Yeah. But look at this. The set is actually set up the way it's supposed to be. Isn't that nice? It doesn't look all fucking, wild and crazy.
The day that this comes out actually is on your birthday.
Yeah, I was gonna try to not talk about it, but yeah. It's called it's your millennium birthday is what it's called, I think. Basically I'm gonna be 28 on the 28th.
And it's like your like golden birthday.
Golden birthday, yeah. It's so the day this
Mine
comes out,
was-
it's my birthday. So if you're watching this, listening to this, you can wish me happy birthday or
Happy
whatever.
birthday.
You can maybe just come over and just like you can just give me beers and some tacos and shit. That'd be cool. I don't know. I'm not really doing anything. You know, maybe like come over and just hang out and let me just rant about aliens and whatever. It's cool. But yeah, it's gonna be my birthday.
It's your birthday.
Happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday to you.
Great.
Happy birthday.
Ugh. It's fine. Get out of here. Anyway.
What'd you just throw out?
Something.
Oh, okay.
So last week we started on the story of Jack Gilbert Graham. Basically, on November 1st, 1955, United Airlines flight number 629, departing from Denver, Colorado, inbound for Portland, Oregon, just 11 minutes after takeoff, a massive explosion occurs, killing all of the passengers and crew on board. Well, we began to dive into the story of Jack Gilbert Graham's mom, who had multiple life insurance policies on her.
Yeah.
2 of them that made relative sense. They were around like $2,500 back in the 50s, split between her daughter and her sister. And then one that was set for like $30,000, which is like an insane amount. We looked up the inflation of that.
It was a lot.
It's a lot. And the FBI's a little suspicious. So now we're going to dive.
As they should be.
As they should be. Also, next week, I got some UFO footage I want to share.
Oh.
So, if you guys like fucking alien shit, which I know that you do, I don't know why I'm doing this. If you know that you do, you'll be able to watch it on YouTube and be able to see all the cool alien footage.
Maybe we'll do my alien story next.
Perfect. It gives me time to write the next 2-part series that I have. Because
honestly, this next
so
one
much.
is probably gonna be 2 parts.
Thank God. Because the one I'm doing, little inside baseball for you guys, the one I'm doing is, obviously, something we've never covered before, but like, because obviously, but it's something that's not talked about a lot. I mean, it's a very well-known set of crimes, but not a lot of people talk about it. So it's gonna be an interesting one.
Mine involves a man fucking an alien again.
Again? What do you mean again? What the fuck is your problem, buddy?
It's an interesting story.
What do you mean? Why are all your alien stories about a dude getting fucking dicking down aliens?
A lot of dudes dig down aliens.
What the fuck, man? Is that why you bought me the fucking green alien morph suit, dude? Because I'm not doing it.
You bought that.
Yeah, I did. I didn't buy it. But I might now. I think that'd be very funny for the podcast. Just show up in like the really shitty green morph suit. The eyes are like up on my forehead. Yeah. Be fantastic.
Perfect.
So basically, FBI starts getting a little sketched out about Jack Gilbert Graham, and it's always bad when they have to say the middle name in between the last name, you know?
Yeah.
The JGG, if you will.
Yeah, I will, actually.
So Jack Graham was initially interviewed November 10th, 1955, in the company of his half-sister. During the initial interview, Graham furnished the following background information regarding himself and his family. Graham stated he was born on January 23rd, 1932 in Denver, Colorado, and that his father was William Graham, who died when he was approximately 3 years of age, and that his natural mother was a Daisy E. King, who we talked about, who was one of the passengers who died on the flight.
Right.
He stated that Mrs. King married John Earl King in 1941, and from that time until 1948, they resided on a ranch near Tonopah, Colorado. Most of the ranch was sold in 1948, and his mother and stepfather maintaining residence in Yampa, Colorado, from that time until the death of John Earl King in October 16th of 1954.
Okay. Okay.
So they're like, so tell me about yourself. And he's like,
There's a long list.
Just
of
starts
shit
fucking
for ya.
rattling.
He's like,
Brah.
he's like, listen, I know you just asked my name, but here's my entire life story
Yeah.
up until literally this second. So
Yeah, excuse me while we're still getting the kinks worked out in this set, as you can tell.
it happens.
It's fine.
It'd be like that.
Yeah. So there's a lot. Following the death of Earl King from heart disease, Daisy E. King and her daughter went to Goodland, Florida, where Mrs. King owned and maintained a house on Marco Island. There, Mrs. King remained until February 1955, when she returned to Denver to assist Mrs. Jack Graham, who had just given birth to her second baby, which is obviously Jack Graham's wife. Her name is also Jack. It wasn't that funny.
No, but I was mid sip. So like I couldn't even like.
Oh, Jack, honey. Yes, Jack.
I couldn't even like give like a huff laugh because I had water in my mouth.
Jack, honey. Yes, Jack. I love you, Jack. Not Jackie.
Jack.
Jack.
It's like
Naming our daughter Jack.
Taylor Lautner married someone named Taylor.
Oh, dude, that's got to be fucking
it's
weird in the
Taylor
bedroom.
Lautner. Taylor Lautner.
Like, you know how fucked up that's got to be, like, for those two to bang, dude. Moaning in your own bed, moaning your own name in the bedroom, dude. That's got to suck, dude. You know? That's got to blow, dude. There's no way it doesn't. Absolutely not, dude. I guess it's better than Jack. According to Graham, following Mrs. King's return to Denver, she resided at his home, 2650 West Mississippi Avenue, except for periods where she spent in Steamboat Springs and Yampa, Colorado, supervising business interests and occasional trips out of the state. He said that his mother, who had purchased the residence at 2650 West Mississippi Avenue for him in December 1954, and had considered the residence her home.
Makes sense.
Yes. Excuse me, I just absolutely skipped. This is why I fucking should have charged my laptop, dude.
Happens.
Yeah.
It's okay. We're
Jeez.
just falling apart a
Yeah.
little bit.
Graham stated that in the spring of 1955, his mother had purchased a property, built and equipped and opened a drive-in restaurant at 581 South Federal Boulevard in Denver, Colorado, which he managed, which we talked about last episode. He said that the drive-in business at Denver was not a financial success. It's a fucking surprise. Hey, have you always wanted to eat in your car and watch a movie? No, not like a divorced dad. Like a normal human being. No? Now, what if these fuckers are on roller skates? I don't know. You want to go to the movies and make it less enjoyable? Okay.
I mean, I
I'm done.
like drive-in theaters.
They're fine.
I think they're fun.
It's hard to see because you got a fucking windshield. There's just like a lot.
Oh.
We do like out here when they do like the horror drive-in ones. Those are fucking cool.
Yeah.
Because they're scary and they watch a scary movie and the people come scary. That's fun.
It's I feel like it's also better when you're not in the because we went with people.
Yeah, I don't want to sit in a fucking Toyota Corolla and watch The Notebook. You know, like it all depends on the context.
It's like a Sonic drive-in meets the movies.
Yeah, got to go fast. Got to get out of there fucking fast, dude. Place fucking sucks. All right. I'm kidding. Kind of. Graham volunteered that during May of 1955, some unknown vandals caused considerable damage to the window glass of the drive-in, and further, that in September of 1955, an explosion in fire had occurred at the drive-in during the early morning hours. Because, drive-ins are known for just randomly exploding.
I find it weird that he's attached to two different,
Explosions and fires.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, I don't know. Just before all this, my drive-in blew up. It's
I
crazy.
just don't really understand what happened there.
You got any games on your rotary phone?
I don't know why the drive-in exploded. It might might have been the TNT that I lit
You ever
off.
play with TNT inside of a drive-in theater?
All the fucking time.
So stupid. We're so violently dumb.
Yeah.
According to Graham, an examination of the drive-in had revealed that someone had disconnected a gas line connection, allowing gas to flow into the room, accumulating until it reached a pilot light on a water heater, igniting the gas and causing the explosion.
Sorry. Don't cut to me sneezing.
The fuck, man?
What?
Hold on. Can you hear our cat? He's so loud. It's so funny. We went from like having dogs bark on the podcast to having our cat meow in the background.
Yeah.
We're surrounded by animals. At least the lizard doesn't talk.
She doesn't. Sometimes she like paws at the glass.
Yeah.
But that's about all she do.
Blackbeards at herself.
Basically.
Fucking lizards are silly. According to Graham, $3 in small change was missing from the cash register, and some of the furniture in the drive-in had been broken. The damage total had amounted to approximately $1,200. So,
I mean, like, that doesn't seem like a lot, even in
no.
like today's money.
No, definitely not.
I mean, compared to the $30,000 life insurance policy he took out on his mother.
Yeah, yeah, it's not a lot compared to life insurance. Graham had volunteered that he had suffered some misfortune in connection with a new 1955 Chevrolet pickup, which had stalled on a railroad track and had hit by a train. We talked about.
I thought he was gonna say that one also exploded.
Yeah, it stalled on a railroad track and then blew up.
Yeah,
and then it was hit by a train.
And then it blew up again.
And then it blew up again. And then you ever seen the Tremors isn't out yet, but when it comes out, the things from Tremors, which again is not out yet, came up out of the ground, grabbed onto it. You know what a bobbit worm is? All right. At this interview, Graham furnished that information about the activities of his mother, Mrs. Daisy E. King, on November 1st, 1955, as well as her intended plans in connection with her trip to Alaska. He furnished a description of Mrs. King's luggage, including which she had shipped on her airline ticket, and then that which she had carried with her on the plane. He claimed virtually no knowledge of the contents of his mother's luggage, saying that his mother would never allow anyone to actually assist her in packing, and further that he did not help his mother with any of her packing or place anything in her luggage. I didn't do it. You can't prove anything.
He literally is like, he's a secret.
I didn't do it. He stated that Mrs. King had a considerable quantity of shotgun shells and rifle ammunition with her and intended to use it for hunting caribou in Alaska. That's right. His elderly mother was planning to go to Alaska to hunt caribou.
Of course. That's what my grandma does, actually.
It would make sense to me if she had a history of going to Alaska and hunting caribou. But something about this woman says that she doesn't go to Alaska very often to hunt caribou. Maybe
she wants to try it.
Listen, I'm not fretting it. Maybe it was a once in a lifetime. She's like, I'm getting old and age and I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
I've been preparing my whole life to hunt this caribou.
I've had a fucking vendetta against Rudolph and all those rest of those pricks for years. And I want to stare blitzing down my fucking sights and take his goddamn life.
Like, I mean, maybe she wants to try hunting caribou.
I've always wondered, since I can't kill one of Santa's elves, I'll kill one of his reindeers. So stupid.
I don't know.
So, they ended up interviewing his wife. On November 11th, 1955, Miss Gloria A. Graham, wife of Jack Graham, advised that she had been married to Jack Graham in 1953 and resided in the same residence at the time. They had 2 children, approximately 20 and 9 months old.
20 and 9 months?
Yeah, so 20 is... So one's 20...
one is almost
so it's
a year.
20 months and then one's 9 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first time I read that, I was like, he's 20?
No, one is almost 2 years and one is almost a year.
I find that to be the most annoying thing on the planet.
I don't. There's a whole reason behind why I do it.
Just round up. It's fucking 2 years old.
There's a reason that they do it, and I don't remember what it is. I think it has to do with like
because they're pretentious
and shit.
Oh.
No. It has to do with like milestones.
He's 560 months old.
Like I don't understand why.
He's starting the 3rd grade.
I'm sure there is an actual reason. I'm just too stupid to know.
I don't fucking know. I don't care. I know someone's gonna send us an angry DM on Instagram and be like, actually, and guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna look at it. I'm not gonna accept it. I'm gonna look at it and go, screenshot it, and then send it to everybody else around the network. Look at this fucking idiot. And then all the good ones that we do get are people being like, I like the podcast, and I'm like, I fucking love you.
He's gonna give a big old kiss.
Yeah, it's hard not to send him a little like Instagram like snap thing, you know, to be like, I'm gonna kiss you on the mouth. I'm gonna kiss you so hard on the mouth. Kiss
you know
you
what?
so hard on the mouth.
At this point, do it. I think it would be funny.
It would be pretty on brand.
It would be pretty funny, and
just look, we haven't done the doc in like 2 months, so I have a lot of doc energy in me.
Yeah.
I'm ready to doc.
You're ready to start docking.
Yeah. Ready to doc with my boys.
Someone call Marty.
Ready to doc with my boys. Yeah, I wish he would show up.
Marty.
Replaced. Armando, get in here.
He'd do it, I'm sure.
Mrs. Graham advised that Daisy E. King had resided with him at 2650 West Mississippi Avenue. Sound familiar? Periodically from December 1954 until her death, Mrs. King had traveled a great deal and had considerable part of the summer of 1955 supervising of her business in Steamboat Springs, Colorado.
Where she also hung caribou.
Yeah.
All the time.
No, Steamboat Springs is a town of just musicals.
I don't think that's true, but...
Everyone breaks out in fully choreographed song and dance. And they go, wow, the big city.
I love it.
Yeah. They're just
Can we
like...
visit?
Fuck no, dude. I'd rather fucking put a shotgun in my mouth. Kurt Cobain POV. I'd rather do that than just... I would... You know what fucking annoying it'd be? Be like, I'm fucking hungry, dude. Like... It's like, I wonder if we can... I think there's a diner around here. Hey, hey, sir, you know there's a diner around here? He's like, a diner? Bring. You say a diner? Bring.
It just turns into waitress.
Oh, dude, I'd be like, fuck it, Mom. You know where hardware store is? I need tape and a hose. I'm gonna tape it to the back of my fucking exhaust, shove it into my car. Asphyxiating is better than being in this town. No one dies here. Not in Steamboat Springs. All right. I'm just imagining all violent crime happening in Steamboat Springs with a musical.
Oh my god.
You know?
Yeah. This is really
There's a hole in the world like a great black plate, and the vermin in the world inhabit it, and it's full of sorrow, and it's full of piss. It's Steamboat Springs, Colorado. God damn it. If you can't tell, me and Taylor are musical nerds.
Yeah.
Because we're fucking smooth-brained. So Mrs. Graham gave information concurring with the activities of Daisy King prior to and including November 1st, 1955. She said in a description of the luggage taken by Mrs. King on her intended trip to Alaska, but she was unable to furnish any definite information about the contents of the luggage.
Because it was a secret.
Yeah.
You can't say what's in it.
No. Drugs.
Apparently a bunch of shotgun shells.
And dildos. Allegedly.
None of those things correlate at all.
And then Jack was like, oh, she took my suitcase. Hey, it's full of 15 clowns and a bunch of dildos. I was saving it for a boys' trip. That I was going to by myself. That's called party in a suitcase. Anyway, she explains that Mrs. King was very particular about packing her bag or suitcase and did not allow anyone to actually assist her in packing. Which, good. That's how it should be. Don't touch my shit. Mrs. Graham said that her husband had given Mrs. King a present on November 1st, 1955, before Mrs. King left for the airport. which is great. Mrs. Graham believed the present consisted of a small set of tools such as drills, files, and cutting tools used for forming seashells into art objects.
This is the woman that's gonna go hunt at caribou?
Yeah. Listen, those caribou might have seashells. Never know.
I've never thought about
this whole story doesn't make any fucking sense.
I've never really thought of there being seashells in Alaska either.
Yeah.
Like,
well, you ever heard of the band Ocean's 8 Alaska?
the what?
Exactly. They've done a band for no reason. Actually, the band's fine. They're called Ocean's 8 Alaska, and I'm just saying there's an ocean around Alaska. They got beaches and shit. They probably have shells.
Yeah.
Listeners from Alaska, I know you're listening. Tell us, do you have shells? Not like the gas station.
Do you? Well, now I'm curious if you also have shells.
Jesus Christ.
But do you have seashells on your beaches? I want to know. Inquiring minds would like to know.
This podcast finds a way to get dumber each week. We truly do. Truly do. According to Mrs. Graham, her husband had talked to her earlier about obtaining such a tool as a Christmas present for his mother. Mrs. Graham had no knowledge as to the details of the purchase of the Christmas present. However, she recalled that during the day of November 1st, 1955, the date of the explosion, Jack Graham had brought a package into the house and carried it to the basement where Mrs. King was packing her luggage. She recalled that the package was wrapped as a gift, which is approximately 18 inches in length, 14 inches in width, and 3 inches in depth. That's fucking super specific.
I was going to say, she is so specific on that.
She's probably acoustic like you. Don't look at me like that.
I'll look at you however I want to look at you.
Look at the camera with that same face. Yeah, you can tell she's acoustic. Now... Don't fucking attack me. She had thought the package, like I said, contained a tool set, but she did not know whether Jack had actually given it to his mother. She assumed that he had. Like any good FBI agents, they talked to the neighbors. So further interviews on November 11th and November 12th of 55 with relatives and associates of Daisy E. King and Jack Graham failed to develop any added information except that given on November 11th, 1955 by a neighbor of one of Jack Graham's relatives. The neighbor advised that she had heard that prior to Daisy King's intended trip to Alaska, Graham was extremely interested in purchasing a toolkit, which he intended to give his mother as a Christmas present.
Okay. So it all tracks.
Yes. It was her understanding that Graham had searched the town of Denver and finally attained a type of toolkit he wanted. She had heard that Graham had gift wrapped in Christmas. Wrapped the fucking gift in paper, Christmas paper. Jesus fuck, can't talk. And had placed it in his mother's luggage before she boarded the plane. Okay.
Fun fact: he put a bunch of dynamite in there and just hope for the best.
Allegedly.
He was like,
"Hey, take a mark for a second."
Yeah.
Don't spoil the fucking story. Okay.
No. Like it had the toolkit too. He was like, "It's for the caribou and the seashell."
Listen, he was a domestic terrorist. That's gonna be cut and dry if you haven't figured that out already. But did he buy the toolkit?
He did.
It was actually super lovely.
He was just thinking about what she would need for caribou hunting, and honestly, the first thing you need for caribou hunting is dynamite.
Oh, I was gonna say a gun.
Go straight to dynamite.
Yeah.
You know what works better? Tannerite.
I don't think so. Technically different explosive, but you know.
Well, no, I'm just saying.
Like, oh, we're sneaking up. You're sneaking up on a caribou. You're like, hey, there's a caribou. Hey, how far is that?
Like, I don't know, like 20 yards.
Yeah, we're gonna want to like lay down, and then like fucking antlers and shit like fly in all directions, and they're like, It's just the four legs in the original position of the caribou. And you're like,
we got it.
so do we tag that? Or all right, kids, get your shovels and your buckets. That's pre-tenderized, baby.
It's pre-season.
Yeah. It's fucking pre-season. It's like one of those fucking it's like Rainforest Cafe, like you light the fucking thing and it like sparkles. You know? It's still got gunpowder in it, so it's gonna be a little spicy on the gums. It's fucking horrible. So the neighbor had also heard that shortly after Daisy King left Denver aboard the aircraft, Jack Graham became very ill and his face turned very white. So that Graham and his wife Gloria had apparently heard someone make a statement to the effect that the airplane had crashed. Oh shit.
Oh.
The neighbor stated that he had heard that Graham, upon hearing this statement, responded, "That is it."
What?
Can you be Jack Graham's wife and then tell me that the plane that my mom was on crashed?
Hey, I just heard some horrible news. That plane that your mom was on.
Yeah.
It exploded.
That is it.
What is it?
That worked.
Excuse me.
Up top. Too
What?
soon. Snooze, you lose. I thought you were gonna say like a president got shot or something. Fuck.
No, your mom fucking died,
No,
dude.
that's right. It's a couple years from now. 'Cause it's 55, then Kennedy, whatever. Goes in that episode. According to the neighbor, since the crash, Jack Graham had not eaten, nor he was able to sleep, and he had spent most of his time walking up and down both inside and outside of his home. So, just distraught.
Just pacing.
Yeah. So, as a description of the luggage taken by Daisy King on her trip had been obtained, several broken and torn fragments of the luggage were brought to the Denver FBI office on November 12th, 1955. This luggage generally matched the description of Daisy E. King's luggage because obviously where the blast occurred was in the back pit of the aircraft, surrounded by, other luggage and other cargo and things like that.
Yeah.
And just fragments. And we talked about how the blast was so powerful that it actually took some of those fragments from that suitcase and pushed it through luggage and lodged into shoes.
Yeah.
Pretty fast.
It's pretty fast.
On November 12, 1955, Jack Graham and his wife Gloria were contacted by telephone and told of the FBI's possession of these fragments of the luggage and were requested at their convenience to come down to the FBI office and attempt to identify any of the fragments as being portions of the luggage taken by Daisy King on her intended flight to Alaska.
Just when you get the
Listen, I know.
Why don't you come down?
Listen, y'all don't worry about it. I don't know why I'm Southern because it's Colorado, but
He could be a transfer. I don't know why I got so defensive.
I don't know. So stupid. So stupid.
It was like immediate defense.
This is the dumbest fucking podcast of all time.
Immediate defense on your fictional character.
So fucking stupid. I love this show. Yeah. I don't know, Tay. I wasn't really... I know of the names of the FBI agents who were involved in this case. I don't fucking know where they're from. Okay?
You didn't come up with a whole backstory
No.
for them?
No, his name is Richard Klutz. He's from Nebraska. I don't give a shit.
Well, he wouldn't have a southern accent if he's from Nebraska, so you want to, move down a little bit.
Okay, he's a transfer from fucking... I don't know. He's from fucking...
Georgia? There you go.
He's from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He's Cajun now. Oh, no, y'all fucking say with my convenience. Is that okay? Okay, great.
I like that you put a little more backstory. It really makes me feel included.
I don't even want to do the bit now. Just fuck it. I'm just going to continue, dude. Fuck it. Graham and his wife voluntarily appeared at the Denver FBI office on the next day, and the fragments of luggage were exhibited to them. They identified some of the pieces of a dark brown suitcase as being the smaller suitcase taken on the trip by Daisy King. They believe that the piece of red and black plaid canvas bag were possibly a portion of one of the canvas bags which she had taken with her. At the conclusion of their identification of these pieces of luggage, Graham was advised that the FBI desired to interview him further concerning several aspects of the case. Mr. Graham was told that if she desired, she could return home to her small children, which she did. I don't know why that's so funny to me. And like, instead of like, you can return home to your children, be like, return to your small children.
Like insulting her children.
Mrs. Graham, you can go home to your fucking weakling.
Your fucking children?
You can go home to your freaking...
Go home to your tiny children.
You go to your freakish fucking kids.
Also,
yeah.
I like that they're just like, you know, maybe you go home. We're going to talk to your husband a little bit more.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, your husband's a little bit suspicious.
You know,
I'm going to be honest.
Rule number 1, don't say that.
Fuck.
Copy. It's like, you don't even have an earpiece. It's the 50s.
Copy. Don't tell her that her husband is suspicious. Got it.
Yeah, that's going to be copy. Meanwhile, she's like, what the fuck you guys saying to my kids? Like, yeah, your gross kids. Yeah, go home to them.
Go home to
They're probably like, I don't know, being
children.
small and like drooling on shit. Whatever. Disgusting. Freaks. I'm sure they're lovely people though.
Just normal children.
I'm sure. Dude, this is in the 50s, dude. So they're probably like, I don't know if they were alive anymore, dude. I don't want to bring the podcast down. I don't know, dude. I assume that they didn't like eat each other in some weird primal shit, you know, because they weren't fed on like exactly at 8 o'clock. You know, mother, I ate brother. I consumed his flesh.
It's 8:01.
It was 8:01, not 8 o'clock. I waited until the minute struck the hour.
It's like 8:01:52.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even 8:02.
Too late.
Fucking ate him in 52 seconds.
I took the flesh and consumed his soul. Anyway, Graham was questioned specifically regarding the reported ammunition and Christmas gift which his mother took on her trip. The information Graham said concerning the ammunition was subsequently the same as he had previously provided. The information about the Christmas present was not in accord with the information his wife had furnished. Graham stated that he intended to purchase a tool set for his mother. However, upon learning that the type that he had intended to buy was not suitable for the purpose in which he was be used, he had never bought it.
Instead, he bought Tannerite. And just called
Not Tannerite.
Well,
TNT. Different. Different things.
he decided instead of buying the kit for his mom.
Instead of buying the kid for my mom, I bought her 15 Wolverines.
Like, not even related, like... I thought I would help her with her caribou hunting, so I got her 10 wolves.
I thought I would help listen, I was going to get my mom the thing to carve seashells.
Yeah.
Instead, I bought her land in Toledo to do illegal gorilla fights.
Like, it's just, it doesn't even,
not even the same, yeah, not even the same thing.
At all.
I bought her steak in Lockheed Martin.
Like, it's just like...
Future of American warfare. Because, goddamn it, better dead than red. I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
It's just like, I don't know. I'm like...
Yeah.
What are you, like, what is he doing?
Yeah. So funny. In explanation to his wife's statements, he had said it was possible that his wife was under the impression that he actually purchased the tools. Even though she saw him, hand fucking gift box. I don't know. Graham was then.
Don't know what she saw.
She don't know what she saw. She's just trying to keep her kids from eating each other.
She's just trying to keep her little kids.
Little fucking freaks on a leash.
She's trying to keep them from eating each other. And also, I mean, it's a little late for the cat, but we can still try and save the dog. So
yeah, I saw him. Listen, I got real nervous when we don't try to leave the kids alone with the dog. Not because the dog will hurt the kids, because I saw the older one trying to dip it in honey mustard before we left. Fucking.
Okay.
I don't know why. Every podcast, every other podcast seems we find a bit that's super stupid, and then barely it's kids.
It's pretty good.
It's great. Totally off topic. I still get comments to this day of people who listen to the podcast for the first time.
Yeah.
Like friends of mine or whatever. And I had a friend recently go back because he was like, I wanted to go back and listen to the old episodes of HGO.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's cool. And he goes, the raccoon with flashlights taped to the side of its head. And I was like, dude, it was like fucking someone grabbed me by my fucking eyes, dude, and peeled me like an orange. I was like, whoa, I remember things now. That's how I remember things. I'm gonna peel me like a fucking orange. It's horrific.
It's terrifying.
It's like a scene from Hellraiser. Graham was then questioned in detail as to the activities upon arrival at the Denver Municipal Airport on November 1st, 1955. He said substantially the same information as before. He could offer no explanation as to why he had mailed to himself a trip insurance policy taken out on his mother at the airport, making him the sole beneficiary, other than the fact that he had mailed two similar policies of which his sister and aunt were the beneficiaries of the other policies.
He's like, I don't know why I did it. I just did it.
Yeah. Also, mailing shit in an airport, I guess it's the 50s.
Yeah.
So, not as weird, but
that's a little
feels weird.
Yeah. I mean,
like, oh, I gotta drop off the fucking mail-in ballots today. I gotta go to the fucking airport.
like, I don't know. That is weird. With everything today, you're like, fucking mail.
Look, why didn't you just use your iPhone? Just be fucking brain dead. He said that he believed that he had put these insurance policies in a trash can at the airport, as he had not yet received the policy in which he had mailed to himself.
You know, I get real confused between the mailbox and the trash can.
Yeah, I shit my mailbox for 3 months until I found out I had a toilet in my house. Man was pissed. Can't believe me letters. We're going, please stop shitting in your mailbox.
And I didn't know how they were getting there because, like, it's weird.
I kept leaving things saying, like, stop watching me shit in my mailbox. I'm dropping off my mail. Because I thought mail was slang for shit. And that's why I kept trying to, like, flush on my envelopes down the toilet.
Like, there's no way to, like, confuse the mailbox and, like, a garbage can. So you're like,
no, one usually says, especially back in the 50s, it was probably blue, had big white stencil lettering that said U.S. Mail. And he's like, is that a trash can?
That's a trash can. Actually, you know what? It explains why I haven't gotten anything. Because I've just been putting it in the trash. And also why there's a boot in my mailbox.
I thought it was because I left a raccoon in there last week. I just assumed that yeah. Hey, do you want to buy a land in Toledo that's used for gorilla fats? He volunteered that upon his mother's leaving on the aircraft, he and his wife and son had entered the airport coffee shop to have dinner. Again, it's the 50s. According to Graham, after they had started to eat and became ill, he went to the men's restroom for a short period to wank and then vomit into his own hands and then eat it. No, I added that part.
I fucking hoped so. I was like, well, what the fuck?
That'd be such a turn. He believed that his illness was due to the excitement about his mother's leaving, and further said that the food in the coffee shop was poor.
It was what?
It wasn't very good. It was poor.
Oh.
It was very bad.
Oh, okay.
Bad coffee at the coffee shop inside of an airport.
Capitalisms hate this food.
Yes. As the statements of Graham at the time were not entirely accord with that of his wife, agents of the FBI were sent to the Graham residence to interview Mrs. Graham and obtain a signed statement about her part of the story, which conflicted with her husband's. As these discrepancies were present, Graham was at the time told that he was being considered by the FBI as a suspect in the case. He was told that he did not have to make any statement, and that any statement which he could make could be used against him in a court of law. He was advised of his right to consult an attorney at the time. Graham stated that he had no objection to signing a statement indicating he would voluntarily submit to a polygraph examination, and further would sign any statements giving his consent to search any or all of his home, automobiles, and property. He subsequently read and signed such statements.
He must have been a little cocky then, to be like,
Little bit.
to be like, you go ahead.
Yeah.
I didn't do nothing wrong. I only gave my mom 4 things of dynamite. And it was only for caribou hunting.
I gave my mom 4 things for caribou hunting, okay? Gave her rifle ammunition, shotgun ammunition, 5.6 dynamite, and 15 Wolverines. Any questions?
I never go anywhere without my 15 Wolverines. Just in the off chance I come across a caribou.
Any weapons in the vehicle? Yes, officer. I have 15 Wolverines in my bucket. Put your fucking hands up.
15 Wolverines and 10 Bobcats.
I carry the Glock 17 Wolverine. It's a Wolverine with a handgun.
That's a bad idea.
That's a great idea.
We're not capitalizing.
Scary, dude. Be scarier than a mountain walk coming through your window. You know?
It's true. Yeah.
Like, can you imagine if barricaded subject in a vehicle? Police with a badger. Show me your hands. You're gonna get scratched and bit. I'm like, what? Aren't you gonna send a dog? And they're like, nope.
Not now.
That a fucking pissed off fucking badger and Wolverine come at you wearing those like police vests. Climb up your window. They got little thumbs, dude. They fucking open your door, start beating the shit out of you. Be crazy. So anyway, yeah, Jack is super cocky. So he's like, I'll sign whatever. I'm not a fucking bitch. And so the FBI immediately sends agents to search his home and automobiles and all of his property.
Did he think he was gonna get time to cover up things?
Probably, because he's fucking stupid.
He's like, yeah, go ahead, check my stuff. I do, however, need 4 hours and 13 minutes.
On the dot.
No sooner than that.
No
you
sooner
come into
than
my
that.
house.
No peeking. You guys can't look in my trash cans. Just overflowing with evidence.
There's 3 Wolverines in there that didn't fit in the suitcase.
Yeah. During the search of Graham's home, a small roll of copper wire with yellow insulation was located in a shirt pocket of some work clothing belonging to Graham. This wire appeared to be the type used in detonating primer caps or dynamite.
Oh, okay.
It's the little things put inside the dynamite. Snap and they go. Causing the reaction.
Okay.
Yes. As located was a trip insurance policy of Daisy E. King dated for November 1st, 1955, on which Jack Graham was the beneficiary. The policy was found hidden in a small cedar chest in one of the bedrooms at the Graham home. Yes?
I thought that was my mailbox. I'll be honest.
I put all my evidence in my mailbox. Wait, no. Subsequently, during the interview with Graham, he was questioned primarily concerning the discrepancies of his statements and that of his wife, and other persons interviewed by the FBI agents were immediately sent back to check the validity of Graham's additional statements. Upon the return, Graham was confronted with their findings, and on several matters, he was unable to explain the results of the agent's investigation. He basically was, they're like, so, Mr. Graham, Special Agent Ligma Balls.
Okay.
It's French.
Oh, okay.
You're a liar. Liar, liar, pants on fire.
What do you mean? What happened?
What? I took myself out of my own bit. Hold on. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Found all the evidence.
No, you didn't.
Look at this box of cedar evidence. Can you explain this?
That's not mine.
Cut and dry case. It was your freak kids.
It's like the whole SpongeBob bit where they're like,
So you're Patrick Star.
yeah.
So this is your ID.
No.
Yeah, basically.
Like it's basically they're like, here's his evidence. That's not mine.
That's not mine.
It was in your house.
Prove it.
It was in your house.
And they're like, oh.
Yes.
So anyway, in reality, what happened was Graham, at the time of being informed of the findings of the FBI laboratory and the examination of fragments and pieces of the wreckage recovered from the crash scene, he then admitted causing the explosion that occurred at the Dairy Drive-In, which he had managed in Denver, as well as leaving his 1955 Chevrolet on the railroad track, allowing it to be hit by an oncoming train.
So he admits to those, but not those.
Listen. Okay?
Listen.
I blew up the fucking drive-in. Okay?
Surprise.
You caught me.
Yeah. That's not what we're talking about right now.
And you caught me. I took my 1955 Chevrolet pickup, left on the railroad tracks to get hit by a train. And you caught me. You got me. I've been known to kiss the gorillas that I house for illegal fights.
Listen.
And you caught me. I watched as my freakish kids covered the cat and barbecue sauce and ate it alive.
All right, listen. We got a lot.
And you caught me.
We got a lot to unpack right here.
Yeah.
But what I really want to know about is that plane.
Yeah, so he finally admitted his guilt in the plane crash and described the device that he had assembled and used to perpetrate the crime. Perpetuate the crime. He said that he had used a time bomb composed of 25 sticks of dynamite.
Oh, shit.
2 electric primer caps, a timer, and a 6-volt battery, which they found. A little piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild.
25 sticks of dynamite.
It was all for Caribou.
All of a sudden, you gave me a gift to go on my Caribou. It's ticking. That's weird. And he's like, it's for Caribou. You might need to, like... Oh, shit. And I'm like... One thing that Caribou know they can't resist is presents. Just like in the forests of like Alaska. And then there's like they set up like a string lights around a tree. It's all snowing.
Yeah.
She comes out, she like sneaks out, she puts the present under the tree, and they're like, so this is Christmas time. And they come out and they're all Caribou singing. They're like all singing and having fun. The birds are landing on their antlers and it's just super cute, and then it fucking detonates.
This is the worst.
Like, just fucking send shrapnel. Fucking 200 feet in all directions.
Well, time to go get my shovel.
Squirrels that were close to the device were turned into ash.
Fucking gone.
It's fucking horrible.
It's the worst ending to Rudolph. No demand.
Yeah. Dude, this would have been the ending to Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer if Santa didn't need him on that night. If like the fog cleared and he was like, "Get out of here, freak," he would have turned into a domestic terrorist. And just like the moment Santa came back after a long night, he would have like Mrs. Claus would have been standing there like in the cold with like a robe on. And then she'd be like, oh, Mrs. Claus, what's going on? She opens it. She's got a fucking IED strapped to her chest. She's like, he said that he would kill all the elves. That's a shit I just assume happens in Alaska. That's awesome. A signed statement was obtained from him concerning these admissions. And on November 14, 1955, a complaint was filed under a U.S. Commissioner at Denver by Special Agent of the FBI charging Jack Gilbert Graham with sabotage, which would now be domestic terrorism.
Yeah.
Graham thereafter appeared before the United States Commissioner, where he was advised of the charges against him and afforded the opportunity to make bond recommended by the United States Attorney at $100,000. Can you do a conversion rate for me?
What year was this?
This was 1955. So his bond of $100,000 in 1955.
It would help if I could type $100,000 in today. $1 million.
$1 million.
Not done. $1,165,417.91.
Damn.
He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. So he was committed to the custody of the United States Marshal Service in lieu of a bond. Marshals were like, we're happy to have him. Hope we're ready to get beat. November 17, 1955, Graham was charged with murder in the state court at Denver, Colorado, and was held without bail for future hearings. He was charged with the murder of his mother, Mrs. Daisy E. King, age 54, and obviously everybody else on board.
Yeah, well.
Subsequent to the arrest of Graham, investigation was instituted to locate the source of the items used by him in making the tie bomb. The investigation resulted in locating on November 17, 1955, a supply company in Denver, Colorado, where Graham was identified as having purchased on October 26, 1955, a 60-minute on-type timing device, which he changed a few days later to his 60-minute type-off timing device.
Oh.
On November 19th, 1955, a store manager in Kremling, Colorado, recalled selling 20 or 25 sticks of dynamite and 2 electric plastic caps to an individual on October of 1955.
I sold like 20 or 25.
You got to remember, this is also the before terrorism was like a big thing.
Yeah.
You know, you could just walk into a store, like a hardware store, be like, I'm gonna need like 25 sticks of dynamite.
And they would just give it.
Yeah, they'd be like, what are you using it for? Like getting rid of stumps? And he's like, oh, are you a communist? And they're like, no, fucking rude you'd ask. Just take it.
Listen,
I'll give you an extra.
I'm getting rid of a lot of stuff.
I'm getting rid of a lot of communists. I don't realize you're such a pussy. I guess I'll go to Walt's Hardware across the street. And he's like, I'm a patriot. Fuck Walt. Sell it to him. The store manager believed that Graham was identical to the individual whom he had sold the dynamite and plastic caps to. On November 21st, 1955, the manager identified Graham from a lineup as being identical to the individual who had purchased the dynamite and plastic caps for him in October.
Dude, I will be 100% honest. I don't know how people do fucking lineups because, like, I got the worst facial blindness known to fucking man. And, like, I could see someone. I do it all the time. I have clients. I don't fucking recognize them. Yeah,
usually, I mean, I've never been in a photo lineup, but I imagine if I would, I'd probably do one of these. Let me get the close up for you.
Oh, me? I
couldn't be, and they're like, that's the one that was trying to build a kill loser. I'm like, no,
I would never.
I'm just a little cutie patootie. It's like, why is he wearing like a 1950s boy sailor costume? Like,
that's what they picked me up in.
They're like, actually, he was wearing regular clothes, but he insisted on changing into that before we left. I thought it was kind of weird that he did have that on his person at the time.
You just pull it out of your pockets.
Yeah.
Like a clown with the handkerchief tied together. You're just like,
Do you think a clown hanging himself with like do you think like a clown hanging himself with a handkerchief thing would be like the saddest thing or the funniest way to do it?
It'd be pretty fucking sad.
Might giggle a little bit.
You're...
Anyway. What do you mean? What? Don't be such a Debbie Downer.
Listen.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying not to. Go ahead.
No, you know what? Never mind.
Do you want me to finish this story or not?
Yeah.
All right. Of considerable interest to the investigation of the case was the story of Jack Graham's background related by his half-sister. She stated that she had never, at any time in recent years, felt at ease with Graham. He was sullen. She knew him to have, quote, pent-up violence, and she simply did not like being around him. He sucks. and his fucking freak gross kids do too.
He's just kind of a Debbie Downer.
Yeah.
He's just not. I don't really like being around him.
Yeah, he sucks. She said that in the past he had related things which he thought funny, but which she considered be violent and warped, kind of like my clown joke. I think it's funny. Taylor, not as much. But she's still laughing about it. Taylor, clowns hanging himself with a handkerchief is not funny.
You're not fucking baiting me into this.
I don't think it's funny. I need you to stop smiling about it. I couldn't even do it. I couldn't even do it though. I'm too much in the giggle mood tonight.
He can't bait me into it tonight.
I can.
No.
Yeah.
No.
See?
I'm laughing at the way you inhaled in preparation to try and bait me into it. That got me.
What do you think is funnier? A clown. See, I can't even get through it. It's not funny thing.
A clown.
The clown. Fucked up.
That's it.
I think it's fucked up you're gonna laugh about it, dude.
Oh, well, you didn't even finish the sentence. You just said a clown.
Okay.
It doesn't say what the clown did.
What is funnier to you?
Okay.
A clown hanging himself with his massive line of handkerchiefs, or 16 clowns in a clown car dying from asphyxiation from putting a hose in the car. What is funnier?
Neither.
One of them has got to be funnier.
No.
Then why are you smiling?
I'm looking at you.
Why are you smiling about it?
I'm not.
It's fucked up, dude. I won't even joke about that.
I'm literally not.
It's clearly the car.
Jesus.
What do you mean? like a Heaven's Gate for clowns? You don't think that's a little bit funny? Marshall Applewhite and his fucking weird crew finally go through their act and they're waiting on the fucking comet. And they look over and there's 16 clowns. They're like, beat you to it, bitch. It's funnier.
It's something.
Slowly honking their horns as they succeed. Sorry, I don't know. See, you fucking laughing. You're a sick fuck. Anyway, she said that in the past he had related things that were funny. For example, when he was residing with her and her husband in Alaska, he had been employed as a dragline operator for the CAA. On one occasion, he had told them he had experienced some difficulty in loosening a bolt from some equipment, so he obtained some dynamite and blew off the bolt. I don't think that's necessarily psychopathic behavior.
I also don't think that's the way you're supposed to do it.
No. I mean, I could see if, like, you're, blue collar boys fucking around, be like, this bolt's stuck, this equipment fucking sucks. Let's just put a little fucking dynamite on, blow that bolt off, see what happens. And they do, and they're like, whoa, that's crazy. And just something like,
Yeah.
dumb men shit, you know?
Mm.
But it's not really something you brag about, something you did to yourself.
Just by yourself. You're
Yeah.
like, you want to hear about the time I took some dynamite?
Yeah.
Blew a bolt off.
As for further example, she recalled that since the United Airlines plane crash, Graham stated to her and his wife, Gloria, as if it were a joke, can you get those, can you just see those shotgun shells going off in the plane every which way and the passengers and pilots and grandma jumping around? That's not funny. That's fucking horrifying.
That is horrifying. Jesus.
As you can tell, Jack doesn't have a lot of empathy.
No.
His sister stated that she had, for many years, thought Graham was not mentally sound. Yeah, no shit. Look at his fucking freak kids. She had expressed this opinion to both her and her husband, another relative of Graham's, She recalled that at least on 2 occasions in the past, she had been the object of her brother's violent temper. On one occasion, he had knocked her down and kneed her in the chest so severely that her ribs were injured.
Jeez.
He's a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
On another, he had threatened to hit her with a hammer, and she escaped by locking herself in a room. So, not great.
No.
So, she recalled that during the summer of 1955, Graham awoke from sleeping and found his wife gone. He located his wife playing cards with his sister and his mother, and for no apparent reason became enraged and cuffed and backhanded his wife several times in front of the two of them.
Jesus.
Yes, it's fucking crazy. During this occurrence, Daisy King had become extremely frightened and apparently afraid that he also might hit her.
Understandable.
Because, he's fucking crazy. After 2 continuances, Graham was arraigned in Denver, in the Denver District Court on December 9th, 1955. Immediately after his arrest, he was transferred most of his property to his wife, Gloria, declared himself unable to pay for counsel, and accepted the services of 3 prominent Denver attorneys appointed by the court. The state of Colorado charged Graham with murder of his mother. His pleas were innocent by reason of insanity before, during, and after the alleged commission of the crime. What are you doing?
Our dog is sleeping really cute.
We'll put that photo up now. There she is. Anyway, let's get back to talking about horrific murder. And innocent by reason of insanity at the time of an alleged crime.
Okay.
So he's saying, I'm crazy. I've always been crazy. Whatever. Graham was ordered to Colorado Psychiatric Hospital for examination by 2 defense and 2 court-appointed psychiatrists. During the course of the interview, one of the doctors, he made a claim concerning his confession of the crime. He said that while being interviewed by the Denver FBI agents, he had noticed on the wall of the FBI office a photograph picturing the apprehension of the Nazi saboteurs who had landed on the Florida coast during World War II. He said that he had noticed in the picture agents digging up a cache of explosives. This picture had been given him the idea of confessing that he had used dynamite to blow up the United Airlines aircraft. I saw a photo of Nazis in an FBI office and said, I'm going to lie. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Graham was found legally sane by all 4 psychiatrists and returned
try hard enough
to Denver County Jail.
He
didn't slap himself hard enough and go like, wow, and then do that.
Yeah. No, they just didn't.
Like, I'll be Jack Graham. You be the psychiatrist. Ask me if I'm crazy.
Are you crazy?
No. Fuck. It was probably something like that. He was a model prisoner. He spent his days in jail were spent reading quietly and chatting with the guards. After dinner of the evening of February 10th, 1956, around 10:30 p.m., a deputy sheriff was attracted to Graham's cell by the sound of heavy breathing. The prisoner was slumped on the floor. His socks were twisted tightly around his neck with a piece of rolled cardboard used to get added leverage. Quickly, the guard loosened the garrote, and the doctor was summoned immediately. The sedatives were administered. Graham was placed in a straitjacket to subdue him through the night. The following day, he was again returned to psychiatric ward, Colorado General Hospital, where he was strapped to the bed with 4 guards posted nearby. No more chances were now going to be taken with him now. Graham was under 24-hour surveillance by watchful attendants. The psychiatrist again began to talk with him, and he was quite communicative, and talked freely about himself because he's a fucking narcissist. Surprise, surprise. He said his confession of the murder of the people on the plane was quite true. He said that after he had decided definitively to murder his mother, he had bought a timer and some dynamite and fashioned a homemade bomb. He then assembled the bomb while his mother was busy with last-minute details of her trip. He had slipped it into her old, battered suitcase and fastened the suitcase with some extra webbing for security. They had then left to the airport. His wife and children had gone off to see his grandmother off. Graham had dropped off his mother and family off the door to the terminal before taking the car to the parking lot. Before removing the suitcase from the car, he had set the timer on the bomb. He had then next taken his mother's luggage to the weighing counter before weighing it before being placed on the aircraft. The doctors, curious as to his feelings about the crimes, they were told by him that, quote, he, quote, realized that there were about 50 or 60 people carried on a DCB, but the number of people to be killed made no difference to me. It could have been 1,000. When their time comes, there's nothing they can do about it.
Jesus.
Fucking cold.
Yeah.
So Graham said it was a relief to finally tell the doctor the story because he had been quite stricken with his conscience regarding the matter. Surprise, surprise.
I think he just wanted to be a fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
Is it socio?
That's a good question.
I don't remember the difference.
So basically, they dive heavy into his court proceedings. They go over everything.
Yeah.
They go over the explosion at the drive-in. They go over his insurance fraud with the Chevrolet. Go over his methods of how he constructed the bomb, where he got the shit, everything.
Yeah.
They go through this for quite a while. And on May 5th, 1956, after being out of the courtroom for deliberation for exactly 69 minutes, the jury found Jack Gilbert Graham guilty of murder in the first degree and recommended the penalty of death.
Be like that.
If Marty was here, we could have like cool, like, but he's not. He's abandoned us. 2 of Graham's attorneys filed a motion for a new trial. On May 15th, 1956, the judge denies the motion and says, eat a dick. At this time, Graham took the stand and said that he did not wish for a new trial, nor did he want his case reviewed by the state Supreme Court. His attorneys had filed this motion without his permission or consent.
Oh, well.
The judge sentenced Graham to be put to death during the week of August 26, 1956, the day, the hour, and the minute to be selected by the warden of the Colorado State Penitentiary in Cannon City, Colorado. The Colorado Supreme Court stayed the execution of Jack Graham on August 8, 1956, after 2 of his attorneys filed a formal record of appeal against his wishes. And on November 22nd, 1956, the Colorado Supreme Court confirmed the lower court decision and set the execution date for the week ending of January 12th, 1957.
Oh.
And on Friday, January 11th, 1957, at 8:08 p.m., Jack Gilbert Graham was executed in a gas chamber at the Colorado State Penitentiary. Thus ends our tale.
That was very interesting.
It was very interesting. The FBI, all the credit goes to the FBI for information from that story. Because I look through the FBI's like famous cases. They say they have on the website because they're fun to read.
Yeah.
And they have some cool UFO docs that are fun to read. But I was like, there's a couple bank robbery ones. We've done some bank robberies. We've done this one. We've talked about this, that.
Yeah.
And I was like, who's this fucking dork? And I started reading it, and I was like, whoa. I'm actually curious to see what his last words were, because I didn't add that into this. So I'm going to see if I can find that.
I don't know if they're recorded. Like, I don't know, like, did they record everyone's, like, last words?
That's a good question.
Like, I don't know. I'm curious.
In the death chair after Warden Tinsley patted him on the shoulder, I guess he just looked at him and just said, "Thanks, Ward." That's it. He just goes, and he's just like, "Thanks, Ward."
Thanks.
That's it. And then he fucking died.
That's wild.
I wonder what his last meal was, see if it pops up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's not even going to be in here, is it?
Lame.
It was a dog covered in honey mustard. I don't know.
That's where the kids got it from.
Yeah. He said, "Thanks, Warden," after Warden Tinsley patted him on the shoulder. Time magazine quoted a further lengthier statement saying, "As far as feeling remorse for those people, I don't. I can't help it. Everyone pays their way and takes their chances, just the way it goes." So he was a scumbag till the fucking end.
He was truly like, and I know it's not very common.
Yeah.
Like being a true sociopath.
Mm-hmm.
Or a psychopath. I can't remember the fucking difference. I know there is, but it's not very common. Either one.
No.
But that man was absolutely one of them.
That man, he's got it. He's got the ick.
He's got the
And if you got the ick from this week's episode, be sure to rate us 5 stars in listening app. Like, share, subscribe on YouTube. Share us with your friends. We're trying to branch this podcast out, baby. And be launching. I got some ideas for some cool shows, and I keep saying that, but once schedules get situated and everything, we're gonna kind of start doing some more fun stuff.
Yeah.
It's gonna be out and about. It's gonna be fun. I would really like to do. Well, I'll talk about it after. But be sure to follow us on Instagram at HGOPodcast. You can follow us on TikTok at HGOPodcast. You can follow us on Facebook at Hans Craves and Omens. You can follow me on Instagram directly at iHuntTheHaunted. I stream kind of regularly sometimes. Check it out. I am also working on changing over my Discord that I use for streaming to benefit Hans Craves and Omens as a whole. Perhaps. So if you guys are gamers, like spooky shit, that's going to be set up. It's going to be really fun. I'm going to try to be posting like cool UFO videos and like spooky shit that'll be fine. True crime stories, whatever. Anything you guys find interesting. And then I'm in there pretty regularly talking to some people. And so if you guys like playing horror games and like doing multiplayer horror games, I'll be in there. Hit me up, dude. Fucking game together. Be sick. But yeah, I'm going to pass it off today.
Hi, you can follow me on TikTok or Instagram at Lunar Thrill. Those are the only social medias I got. You can also follow our dog at Spirit the Turv on Instagram. We don't got a lot going on right now.
No.
Nothing super exciting for Spirit. Maybe a zoo trip.
Perhaps.
If we do a zoo trip, I'll take photos, but
yeah. Go check out the Spirit the Turv Instagram.
Yeah.
And you guys saw the photo of her just like crashed out.
Yeah. She very eepy right now.
Very eepy. Well, again, I just wanted to say my thanks, my gratitude to all of you, especially even the new listeners. We do appreciate you guys checking us out, and everybody who's been sharing and checking us out and having fun, and fucking love you guys. And we're happy to be back. And once we get the kinks sorted out with this everything, it'll be a lot smoother. But this podcast isn't really known for being smooth. We're known for being super hot and funny and awesome. And violently dumb. Now, Taya, which one's funnier? Which clown one's funnier?
Neither.
If you had to pick.
I'm not picking.
Pick one.
I'm not picking.
That's a cop-out answer. just pick one or the other.
I'm not picking one or the other.
Number one or number two?
We're not picking.
Number one or number two?
No. I'm not picking.
Number three?
What the fuck is number 3?
Remember to stay spooky.
Stay haunted.
And fuck Jack Gilbert Graham. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.